Hello, my name is Matthew McKenna. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. This presentation is on the impact and effectiveness of one regulation that is paramount to not just the success of the human resources field of higher education, but to the higher education institution as a whole. U.S. Code 4212-4215, Hiring and Training of Veterans. The regulation is less of an affirmative action plan and more of a combination of being beneficial to the staffing needs of a higher education administration and as a respect towards the men and women who have dedicated their lives towards protecting our country. The higher education world needs individuals such as veterans who can bring challenging work, ethics, and an array of skills to further the core values of promoting higher education. To summarize the basic points of my analysis of this regulation will be the first step towards gaining a better understanding of the full scope of this regulation. As noted within the first paragraph of the regulation, Title 38 states that any contract in the amount of $100,000 or more entered into any department or agency of the United States for the procurement of private property and non-personal services for the United States will make a note to take affirmative action to hire qualified veterans. The regulation serves to not only promote the hiring of veterans within the workplace, but also to protect the veterans who are a part of the workforce in that they have a right to report to the Department of Labor if they, the veterans, conclude that they believe that their employer is not acting within the full scope of their ability to promote hiring veterans or protecting veteran rights within the workplace. This is further augmented by Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which states the following in Section 203. It be an unlawful employment practice for an employer to fail or refuse to hire or to discharge any individual or otherwise to discriminate against any individual because of such individual's race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The regulation serves as both a hiring tool and a protection ruling for veterans in the workplace. Furthermore, we must ask ourselves, what is the impact and the effectiveness of this regulation within the workplace? I want to start by noting that homelessness in the veteran community is a major crisis. One 2014 study by the National Alliance to End Homelessness states that there are 49,933 homeless veterans during point-in-time counts, which represents 8.6% of the total homelessness population. Now, regulations such as Title 38, U.S. Code 4212-4215, has caused institutions to promote hiring veterans, as with any disenfranchised groups, to promote affirmative action. As noted in Kaplan and Lee's book, The Law of Higher Education, affirmative action has two goals: to prevent discrimination in the future and to eliminate discrimination from the past. Be it public or private for the institution with their own guidelines, each institution must be aware that they must adhere to hiring regulations, such as this one, in respecting both the law and the veterans themselves. With regards to effectiveness, the regulation proves to be a two-way street. On one hand, hiring veterans brings a plethora of skills they learned from their military experience to the workplace and can help lead any higher education institution's mission further into the future. On the other hand, it can become apparent that many institutions will feel overwhelmed by this regulation if they feel under scrutiny for any actions that may seem to disrespect this law, and they do not know if the veterans they hire will perform up to the desired results of the job, such as if a hired veteran may have PTSD that may impact their ability to perform in the workplace. With regards to recommendations, I promote one theme within my analysis: teamwork. I recommend that a dedicated board within the hiring department, made up of primarily veterans, be appointed towards analyzing the regulation regarding veterans' rights and taking further steps to not only increase the hiring quota, but to also engage in regulating the rights and protections guaranteed to veterans within the workplace. Not only would this committee prevent legal actions that could damage the standing of the institution, they would also be dedicated to protecting the rights of veterans. There is also the recommendation for government officials to work closer with the stakeholders, who would be representatives from the human resources departments, who have the most to gain and lose from this regulation. This can lead to guidelines on the hiring process for veterans to be cemented further to prevent any missteps and to strengthen veteran rights in the workplace. This boils down to strong teamwork and stronger communication between parties if this regulation is to be effective in the future. We owe our veterans the opportunity to join our workforce, utilize their skill sets, and help them reintegrate back into society. Title 38, U.S. Code 4212-4215, Hiring and Training of Veterans, must not be seen as a regulation, but more so as an opportunity. This is an opportunity to gain a workforce that can help bring higher education into the future, while also helping our veterans become a part of the society they have helped protect from threats both foreign and domestic. I want to thank you for In closing, I want to thank you for viewing my presentation and for you to strongly consider this regulation within any hiring decisions you make. As you further consider this regulation, I hope that you will also